Alright, so I had a special request to basically make a video on how to build the planes and what exactly um, KSP is and like how the game works. So I decided to just start a new game and show you guys basically how it goes. So we're trying to start new, call this anything, flag, NASA obviously. We're going to go in career mode. These other modes, Sandbox will have all the parts unlocked on, you can just start flying. Science is more based around gathering science, but I don't know, I don't really mess with it so much. Career is everything built in, it's pretty fun. This is like the actual game with things to do, so we'll do that one. Alright, so when you first start, this is all you get. You basically have 7 buildings here. Let's see, you have an administration building, which is, as boring as that sounds, I never use it. It's for managing, like, the management side of it. I never go into this. Never used it once. Don't even look at it. Next is the astronaut complex. That's where you get to hire new astronauts, and it'll show you who your current astronauts are. Right now we have 2 pilots, an engineer, and a scientist. None of them are out in space on an assigned mission, and I've lost none of them so far. It'll cost you 65 grand to hire a new one. I only have 25, so. Flagpole launch pad, that's where you launch your rockets. You have mission control. This is where you're going to pick up missions, quests to go do, tasks that you go complete with by building rockets and going and doing it. Here, we'll actually take a look at it. So first, they'll have some quests here. First thing you want is they want some scientific data from Kerbal. That's pretty easy to do. We can do that from the launch pad. So we'll go ahead and take that one. You'll see that when you complete it, you'll get 6,400, I guess, money units. You'll get a science and 2 reputation. And they'll give you an advance, actually, for picking up the quest. They'll give you 2,200 of it right now. Launch first vessel. Yep, going to be doing that. Probably not going to escape atmosphere on the first launch. Definitely not going to orbit. So that's good for now. Research and development. This is like your skill tree. As you collect science, you'll be able to unlock more parts. You start with these 6 parts. You get like a cockpit, a booster, some science, a parachute, and some fins. Later you'll get better engines, better boosters, actual fuel tanks, a thermometer for collecting science, a decoupler for staging, and it just goes up from there. So like the first ones cost 5 science, so once we get 5 science we can unlock those parts. Let's see. Runway, okay, so there's a spaceplane hangar, which is attached to the runway. If you build something in the spaceplane hangar, you'll launch from the runway, and you build, like, horizontally. And then you have the vehicle assembly building, which is attached to the launch pad. And you'll launch like a rocket vertically. And the only other building is the tracking station. This is for monitoring all the ships that you've put into space. There will be a list here of everything that's, you know, out and about in the solar system. And you can also, like, from here you can look at the solar system. So the Kerbal solar system is a little different. First of all, Kerbal here, like Earth, has the moon and a second moon called Minmus. Then you'll zoom out and you see you have, you know, Mercury, Venus. Mercury is Moho, Venus is Eve, and then Mars is Duna. And you'll see, I mean, it's totally a red planet. And then they do something a little weird, where instead of jumping to Jupiter, they have this one here, Dres, which it's kind of like a Ceres or something. Ceres, or, you know, just a small orbiting body. It's not really, barely a planet. Then it goes to Jupiter. So Jupiter is pretty cool because it has, what, 1, 2, 3, 5 moons. and like Lathe is actually pretty close to like Earth. You can land here. It has an atmosphere. It's like a water world Earth. It's pretty cool. And then after Jupiter, it basically goes straight to Pluto, which is Elo. So it skips. There's no like Saturn or Uranus, and the order is a little messed up. But yeah, Elu is like your Pluto. It's the farthest one out, and it does. I don't know if you can see the like orbit there. It has like a weird, like an incline, whereas everything else is pretty much flat in there. And so that's the tracking station. So the whole point here is you want to take missions, build a rocket to complete the mission to get science. Your science is up here, and you'll spend science to unlock parts. And as you unlock parts, they'll give you better missions that utilize those parts. And you'll also have to earn money, because I mean it costs money to build the rocket, and the closer you land the rocket back at the Space Center, the more you'll like retrieve it and collect. It's not something you really have to worry about too much, but you will have to watch your money building bigger ships. So our first missions that we have were to, let's see, yeah, gather science data and launch our first vessel. So we'll go here to the assembly building, and I'll kind of show you how to put something together. So the first thing you need is a command pod. This will hold one Kerbal. And what else do we have? We don't have any fuel tanks yet, but we have this booster engine, so we'll pop that on the bottom there. Let's see. Yeah, this, we don't need this for anything yet. No decouplers, no payload, no wings or anything. Well, we do have some fins. We'll put some fins on. So when building these things, I mean, I can just stick this here and that'll be one. But if you look down here, you can, so these here you can turn on, you can find your center of mass, the center of thrust, and everything should be in line for rockets. I mean, you want to keep your symmetry going. And you can also see your, basically center of lift. It's the blue one there. So if I were just to put this one fin here, you'll see that my center of lift is offset from the center of mass. So you want to, what you can do is you can change the, what's it called? Symmetry. So if you press, I usually press that X, changes it into double symmetry. So now if I put this here, it'll make two of them. Now where everything's in line, it's looking good. So we're actually going to do 3 times symmetry. That'll be fine. Just put them a little. You want to have it there. So yeah, you want to have it a little behind the center of mass there. I think that's everything that we can play with. Oh no, we want to put a science on there. Okay, so these goo containers, and this is not complicated. It's just something you'll click and it'll collect science automatically. Again, not like a realistic thing. They just see what this goo, how this goo reacts, and you'll check it out. I'm actually gonna turn all that off. And we'll put 2 of these on, just give it a couple science to begin with. See, when I land, this might explode, so I want to have it up here, just in case. So we're gonna go up. To come back down, we're gonna need a parachute at the top there. All right. Now, okay, so rocket's built. Now you have to a couple important things. You have to pick some crew. So it only holds 1. I'm going to put a pilot in here just so it's easier to fly. I'm not really going to fly it too much because there's no controls or anything really. It's just going to go up until this thing. And solid rocket boosters, once they light, they go. You can't stop them or throttle them or anything. They're just, it'll use up all of this fuel and then the engine will cut off and that's it. That's all it can do. The second thing you need to do is staging. You want to make sure things are firing in the right order, and that's down here. So first we want the engine to go, Because if I were just to launch this now and press spacebar to like go, the parachute and the engine would go at the same time. So we want to have the engine go first, then the parachute. And I think that's all we got. We're good to go. Let's go. We'll call this one. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever one. Save it and launch it. I'm trying to explain this without confusing you guys or myself. All the controls and stuff. I mean, it took me a while to learn it all. So first of all, is this? You'll see this big thing. I don't know what this is called. I call it a gimbal. I'm sure that's not the word for it, but it'll tell you your speed. It'll tell you the direction that you're flying and the angle, all that kind of stuff. This will show you your G-forces, so you don't like hurt your Kerbal or break wings and stuff. And this is your throttle. With a solid rocket booster, I don't think throttle matters at all, but if you press Z and X, that turns it all the way up and all the way down. So I just do all the way up. Spacebar is going to basically cycle through these stages. So if you press space once, it'll do this one. If you press space again, it'll pop your chute. You can also action group this stuff, or just like right-click on the actual part and do it. But using staging, I would suggest using staging at least at the beginning, before you get like too complicated stuff. So the first thing we can do is we can just get some science right now. So you just observe the mystery goo, and you'll get. So see how this one says from Launchpad? You can get it like from Launchpad, from grass, from mountains. There's different like biomes that you can get it from, and then you can also get it like at different altitudes above the grass. So you can have like one that's where you're on the grass, and then like one's like up in the air, and then one's like in space, and then in orbit over. So you can get a lot of science just by utilizing the different biomes and stuff. So that's going to give us 3 science if we recover it. And we could transmit it, but I don't think... I guess we do have a transmitter, but nah, you would lose science for doing that, so we'll just keep that. And then you can also do a crew report, but I might do the crew report from up higher because I'll get more science for it. So yeah, so that's basically all the science we can do, is we can do our goos and crew report. So we have that one, so let's go. We're just going to press space, and I have no way of really controlling this because there's no like control surfaces or anything, so just go. So we'll go up, then over here's your fuel, and once that goes to 0, that'll stop. I guess I do have a little bit of control here. I can like, so you use WASD to control left, right, and up, down, and then Q and E are your like spin, your rotate. Your roll, I guess, is the proper term. So we're still going up, but we're losing speed, so now we're going to start falling here soon. And you can actually press M. We'll take out to this view, and it'll show you your trajectory here. So apoapsis is highest point from Earth. We got up to like 8 or 9,000. Launched from here, and then you'll see that it will end up intersecting Kerbal there. You can also use your little gimbal thing. So now that we're going down, you can go ahead and pop the chutes. And hopefully they'll deploy. Yeah, there they go. There we go. That was close. And another cool thing is, and you'll use this a lot for like longer mission, is you can speed up time. So I usually just do that towards the end here because it takes forever to float down. And then kind of stop it towards the end. There we go. And pop. And I forgot to get science up in the air and do the crew report. Oh well, we can do those now. So now you'll see I got the one at the launch pad. Now, let's see what this one says. Yeah, from Kerbal Space Center. So that'll give us another 3 science. And let's do the crew report. This is our Space Center. We're home. Another 1.5 science. So, yep, we'll keep that. And now you just go to Recover Vessel. And it'll show you everything that you got. So you gathered... Yeah, we actually got quite a bit of science here. Recovery vessel that survived flight. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.5 science. So we can go get some more parts and everything. Yeah, we got 22 science out of that. Adding in all the completed missions and all that kind of stuff. Got money back because we recovered the thing. And Jebediah returned. You got an experience. And now we're good to go. So... Okay, first thing we'll do is go to the research and development and spend some of that science. So we got 22.5. Go ahead and I'm just going to get both of these so we can get our fuel tank and an actual engine instead of all these solid rocket boosters. And a decoupler so we can start doing some real staging. And I have 12 left. I need these. Okay, so the next ones are 15, 18, and 20. So not quite ready for those. So we'll go here. Now we have a bunch of missions because we got some more parts. Yeah, we'll try to like escape the atmosphere, and so you can do a bunch of these just right at the landing pad. But yeah, so next, I think next video we'll just keep going.